Pamela, you're in France. Can you hear us? Hello, Pamela, are you there?
You're so far away, Nick.
I
Where are
know.
you?
We have to shout across the ocean. How are you, my dear?
Very good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, and it's lovely to see you again. And thanks to anyone who's tuning in to hear about what we have going on. And what we have going on is our really cool autumn thriller reader challenge, which I'm sure if any of you follow us on social media at all, you would have seen. And this week we're featuring two of Pamela's books. So we've got
Woo.
Bighorn and Her Last Cry that Pamela has put up for the reading challenge. So why did you pick these two?
I picked these two because I love my series that are super adventurous and set in Wyoming. So I wanted to showcase two of those series with strong female protagonists. And coincidentally, these two series both have new releases coming out later this fall. And so I thought that would be fun because they're going to be the series that there's this injection of life with this new book. And I'm down with that.
Very cool. So is this book one and book two?
With each of these series, we're at a different point. Hi, Maddie Dalrymple, by the way. She just popped on and said hi to us. One of my favorite peoples. The Bighorn book is definitely a book one in the series, and the Her Last Cry is number 3. So you've got the opportunity, if you want to, with it's called the Detective Delaney Pace series. If you want to read books 1 and 2, but you don't have to. These read as standalones. So, you know, purists may want the whole character arc development, and that's cool. And those books, the Delaney Pace books, are in Kindle Unlimited as well. So they're a no risk proposition for people that have subscriptions. We have people jumping in and saying hello. Love it.
Hey, Yvonne.
Hi, Yvonne. And
Yvonne's living in the future. She thought today was Wednesday earlier today because she messaged me and goes, "Oh God, I missed it." And I said, "No, it's still Tuesday, and don't you dare take a day away from me."
when you get to our age, you just don't want to give up a second, right? It's just
I need everyone.
tick. Hi, Sandra Hansen from Maine, Texan in Maine. Yeah. So anyway, these books for me have been a lot of fun. Bighorn is more of a romantic, funny legal thriller, but yet still intense and gritty. All of the things. And then Detective Delaney Pace in that series, and especially in Her Last Cry, they're pretty darn intense. These are crime fiction with a capital thriller. So the books have slightly different personalities and show two different ways that you can dive into, if you like them, enjoying my books.
Very cool. Now, as part of the reader challenge, apart from reading these books, what should the folks do after that?
Well, I mean, the real prize is inherent, right? They get to read great books, and they
Yep.
get to do it from they get to do it participating with other people, but while still introvertedly not being with other humans, which I love. But the best way to win this challenge, seriously, is to post about it on social media and include a picture that you have taken of the book, or you can pull one offline if you don't have one. And then write a few words about the book and include hashtag autumn thriller challenge. Newsflash. This is so we can find your posts and verify at the end that when you've submitted all these winning point level entries, that you're not a cheater, because we sure don't want at the end of this challenge to give the prize, because it's a nice prize, to somebody who hasn't actually done the things they said in our entry app. So we'll be able to go back and check the hashtag and see that you, in fact, indeed did post the things you said you posted. And the books are great. You can get a whole list of them at the link that I'm putting on the screen, which is bit.ly/autumn thriller challenge. So they're easy to find and handpicked by people like Nick and me, who we just basically turned to our friends and said, hey, want to do this cool thing?
Absolutely. So there's 7 of us, and that you don't have to memorize that website. If you go on our social media, any of the 7 authors involved, then you'll find posts about it and the link straight to that. You go to the web page, that'll give you all the info on what you're doing. It's all pretty simple when it comes down to it. You read the books, you go to this, there's a link on the web page that takes you to this little app. There's nothing you have to download, it just takes you to it. It's like web page, and you check the boxes off of what you've done. And as Pamela said, the best thing, I mean, apart from reading the books, that's kind of the basic thing, is jump on social media and use that hashtag and say anything about the books. Show us pictures of the books, show us a picture of your Kindle with the book on it, any of that stuff. And it accumulates mucho points, and you'll get to win one of the prizes.
Let's see. How do you say a lot in French? So beaucoup.
Beaucoup.
My French is pitiful. And I ran over my glasses this weekend. So I had to go in and get an eye appointment done in a French speaking part of France. People here are just not all about the English, the anglais. So I prepared everything I was going to say in advance with Google Translate, and it all fell apart within 15 seconds. But I do have new glasses on the way. But if you have questions after this podcast, or when you see our social media posts, you can, from the many social media posts, get out to the link and find the FAQs. And so we've tried to think of answers to every question that you might possibly think of.
Indeed. And so we're featuring one of the 7 authors each week. This is Pamela's week of glory, her week of fame, although she's famous in everybody's household all the time. And then next week will be, I don't remember, somebody else. And then
Doug Pratt.
Yeah, it's Doug. I should remember. Doug Pratt, my podcast wife.
Yeah, podcast wife. That's good.
Yeah. So so each week it's another author and a couple of books. But hear this, people, you don't have to read the books that week of the author. You just have to read the books. And the other trick, if you've already read those books, because many of the people jumping into this thing are already fans of, Pamela's books or Doug's books, or maybe my mother might jump in there. So there's a fan of my books, and you've already read it, genuinely already read the books, then check it off, Matty. Yeah, you can't forget Doug. No,
you can't. I mean, Doug is unforgettable.
No. And I just spent the weekend with him at the NINC conference, so I shouldn't forget him. My cuddly little buddy. Yeah, so you don't have to read them in order. And if you've already read the books, then that's a big check mark already, and you've got a head start on everybody else.
Yeah. All you have to do then, if you've already read them, is go and make that post about it and hashtag it with Autumn Thriller Challenge, and then claim credit for it in our link that you can, in our app that you can get through the link. So you guys, when I was thinking about ways to keep myself from writing this fall, like ways to procrastinate, I was thinking about how when I was a little kid, first grade in Osseo, Minnesota, and they had a reading challenge, and it was, how many books can you read during the school year? I was like, hold my beer. Well, I was in first grade, so, hold my juice box, and
hold my wine.
Yeah. And I won. Any self-respecting person that enters this challenge could probably claim the same thing at some point in their life. I am such an insanely voracious reader that I win these darn things. And that just set off in me this avalanche of, you mean I can be praised and petted and loved and admired for reading more books? Yes, you can. And we're here to extend that privilege to all of you. Yes.
Marvelous. And I am, I'm the slowest reader known to man. Flint rocks. Look at that. You got a fan right there, Gary Beasley.
Thanks, Gary Beasley.
Yeah. I am slow as at reading. And I read at night when I go to bed. So sometimes I read half a page and sometimes I read 10 pages, but that's my reading time. So it takes me about 3 weeks to read a book. So I'd have to really buckle down to meet this challenge. But most of our readers are voracious like yourself. So Sandra, yes. I've read both of your books. I haven't found a place to check them off. Okay. Where will she find that place to check them off?
Well, to find that place to check them off, go to, Sandra, you're always on my Facebook page. Any of the posts that I have that are about the Autumn Thriller Challenge will have in the text the link to go to. And if you go to that link, I'm going to do something crazy, Nick. Are you ready for this? Are you
ready? Gosh, here we go.
This? Oh,
Pamela's brave.
I'm going to have to type in the whole, I'm trying to type in and get to the website and then share it. And of course, it's not so easy when you have to type the whole thing in. Okay, hold on. I'm going to show you what that page looks like and where you click, Sandra, because why not? Let's just go ahead and make this easy. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to pick
Cool.
this and hopefully it's going to work. Select
I'm going to
tab
say
to
hi
share.
to a couple of people while you're doing that. So
Mhm.
Jason, hey buddy, over the pond, and Bob Hickerson, a mate of mine, who's coming to my dive event next week. If this darn hurricane rain and wind will get the heck out of here, because I'm in the Keys at the moment, and we've got Helena brushing past, so it'll be all cleared up and nice by the time we do my dive event. And my buddy Bob will be down here as part of that.
That's very cool. And I am going to try one more thing because the little son of a gun did not want to play with my screen share. It worked great when I practiced. Well, anyway, pretend you can see it, Sandra. And one of the things you'll see on that screen is a big fat button that says click here to enter. You click there and it takes you to the app where you sign up, and it will say, here are all the ways you can get points to enter this challenge and potentially win. And one of those ways is to say that you have posted with hashtag Autumn Thriller Challenge about one of our books. And you can do that. You can go back to that app and enter once a day for the rest of the challenge for the books that you've read that are in the challenge, which means you can only do it 14 times really, because there's only 14 books in the challenge. But you can go, if you wanted to, I guess you could do 5 posts on 5 different days of Nick's books, and you could claim credit for all of them, because we're not here to tell you to stop posting about our books. We're just
Indeed. Post your little buttocks off.
Exactly. So anyway, I what I do to read these days, because during the day when my eyes are still not so tired that I can't function, I'm writing my own books. But when I'm in bed, I put my earbuds in and I listen to audiobooks. And I'm telling that that's how I discovered how much I love Nick's Nora Summer books, was by listening to the audio. Good
Wow.
afternoon, Tessa.
Yay. Hey, Teresa. So that's funny. So now I audiobook during the day. Like if I go to the gym, which I'm just getting back into doing after a run of being really bad, then I listen to audiobooks. Actually, I've got Skin and Bones, your book, on audiobook that I've been listening to.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I do a little audiobook kind of during the day, and then I read at night. So Vic, hey buddy. Vic is a wonderful friend of mine from many years ago in my racing days, and he's a reader of my books, which I really appreciate.
I love that. I love that. I love that everybody in the group has had some interesting elements to their background. So with Nick, that is being a race car driver and being a nomadic author. And mine, I guess, is that I have really big and unruly animals. Not just our 5 kids and my husband.
I was going to say, that's no way to talk about your husband.
But these big Malamutes who everybody keeps begging me to write a book about. And actually, the Malamutes are featured prominently in the sequel to, okay, Bighorn is the book in the challenge, which is appearing backwards because I mirrored my screen. Whoa, that's really scary. Stop that. Let's stop the mirroring.
It
Okay,
looks right way around to me.
Oh, it does? Okay,
Yeah.
so does it still?
Yeah.
What if I do that? Still?
Nothing happened. Yeah.
Nothing happened. So it only mirrors it toward me. I just learned something. Thank you.
Whoa.
So the book 2 in this series has Malamutes all in it and their antics. That does not preclude a children's book someday. I have some good ideas for that. But for right now, they're going in the Jen Harrington series as themselves.
Cool. Well, it's
Very
been awesome. Thank you
Thanks,
so
man.
much, Pamela, for telling us all about your books and explaining the challenge. Big thank you to everyone that's dropped in and said hi. This has been really cool to see everyone. And head on over, see the posts on our social, jump into the reader challenge, get yourself some good books, and win some of these cool prizes that we're giving away. We got not just the $200, we got signed books, ebooks, right?
sign books for the first prize is for the highest validated point getter is the $200 gift certificate plus 7 signed books, not the same books in the challenge, because we're going to assume that you guys read those books, right? And we want to reward you with new reading material. So same authors, different books. In fact, my contribution to that's going to be Skin and Bones from the Patrick Flint series, the one that Nick shouted out earlier. Second prize, you don't get the gift card, but you do get the paperback books. Third prize is you get the ebooks. So it's pretty cool.
Very cool. All right. Thanks again, everyone. Appreciate you being here. We'll do another one of these next week with the featured author, which is Douglas Pratt, as I've now been reminded.
Bye, everybody. Thanks, you guys. And thanks, Nick.